It is in disputes as in armies, where the weaker side sets up false lights, and makes a great noise, to make the enemy believe them more numerous and strong than they really are. Atlas, we read an ancient song, was so exceeding tall and strong, he bore the skies upon his back, just as the peddler does his pack, but, as the peddler overpressed unloads upon a stall to rest, or, when he can no longer stand, desires a friend to lend a hand, so Atlas, lest the ponderous spheres should sink, and fall about his ears, got Hercules to bear the pile, that he might sit and rest a while. Hobbes clearly proves that every creature lives in a state of war by nature. I cannot imagine why we should be at the expense to furnish wit for succeeding ages, when the former have made no sort of provision for ours. Surely mortal man is a broomstick. Few are qualified to shine in company, but it is in most men's power to be agreeable. I never saw, heard, nor read, that the clergy were beloved in any nation where Christianity was the religion of the country. Nothing can render them popular, but some degree of persecution. For the rest, whatever we have got has been by infinite labor, and search, and ranging through every corner of nature. The difference is that instead of dirt and poison, we have rather chosen to fill our hives with honey and wax, thus furnishing mankind with the two noblest of things, which are sweetness and light. A lie does not consist in the indirect position of words, but in the desire and intention, by false speaking, to deceive and injure your neighbor. The motives of the best actions will not bear too strict an inquiry. It is allowed that the cause of most actions, good or bad, may be resolved into the love of ourselves, but the self-love of some men inclines them to please others, and the self-love of others is wholly employed in pleasing themselves. This makes the great distinction between virtue and vice. Exploding many things under the name of trifles is a very false proof either of wisdom or magnanimity, and a great check to virtuous actions with regard to fame. Neither is it safe to count upon the weakness of any man's understanding, who is thoroughly possessed of the spirit of revenge to sharpen his invention. God hath intended our passions to prevail over reason. Sweeping from butchers' stalls, dung, guts, and blood. Drowned puppies, stinking sprats, all drenched in mud. Dead cats, and turnip tops, come tumbling down the flood. Would a writer know how to behave himself with relation to posterity? Let him consider in old books what he finds that he is glad to know, and what omissions he most laments. Desponding Phyllis was endued with every talent of a prude. She trembled when a man drew near. Salute her, and she turned her ear. If o'er against her you were placked, she durst not look above your waist. When a man of genius appears in the world, it is immediately recognized by the fact that all the blockheads join forces against him. The chameleon, who is said to feed upon nothing but air, has of all animals the nimblest tongue. Vanity is a natural object of temptation to a woman. There is no talent so useful toward rising in the world, or which puts men more out of the reach of fortune, than that quality generally possessed by the dullest sort of men, and in common speech called discretion, a species of lower prudence, by the assistance of which, people of the meanest intellectuals, without any other qualification, pass through the world in great tranquillity, and with universal good treatment, neither giving nor taking offense. Tea is as cheap sitting as standing. Hail fellow, well met. When you set about your composing, it may be necessary for your ease, and better distillation of wit, to put on your worst clothes, and the worse the better, for an author, like a Limbeck, will yield the better for having a rag about him. Besides that, I have observed a gardener cut the outward rind of a tree, which is the surtout of it, to make it bear well, and this is a natural account of the usual poverty of poets, and is an argument why wits, of all men living, ought to be ill-clad. I can discover no political evil in suffering bullies, sharpers, and rakes, to rid the world of each other by a method of their own, where the law hath not been able to find an expedient.